Hey everyone, my name is Amanda, and if you know me already, you probably know that I have type 1 diabetes and I've had it for almost 12 years now. And basically, I could probably go into what type 1 diabetes is for a long time, but the short version of it is that it's basically an autoimmune disease, meaning my pancreas stopped working, it stopped producing a hormone called insulin, which I need to live, which everyone needs to live. And so because of that, I have to basically act as my body's pancreas since mine doesn't work. And it's not preventable, it has nothing to do with my lifestyle or diet, and I'll never outgrow it. So it's not something that you can make go away. There's a lot of stereotypes about diabetes and people have a lot of misunderstandings about it, but there are a few different types of diabetes, and this is type 1 diabetes, so it's different than maybe some of the types of diabetes that you've heard about before. Today is World Diabetes Day, and for a while now I've been thinking about ways that I can spread awareness today. And when I was thinking about ways, I kind of realized that I don't really talk about my diabetes on a day-to-day basis, and I think that's just because there's not really anyone around me that I feel really understands. I realize that that's kind of a problem because if I don't talk about it, if I don't spread awareness about it, then people think that I don't struggle or that I'm not going through a hard time, and that's just not true. I go through a lot of struggles and I have a lot of tough days, and I smile a lot, and a lot of people may not really realize what I'm going through, but that's why I'm making this video, because I want to show people what a day in my life looks like and hopefully spread some awareness about what type 1 diabetes is. So keep watching this video to see sort of what a day in my life looks like with type 1 diabetes. Also, I forgot, but take a look at my shirt. I run on coffee and insulin. It's very appropriate for today. I just wanted to point that out before the video. So the first thing that I do when I wake up is I look at my continuous glucose monitor, see what my blood sugar is. So you can see that right now it's 91, and it's been pretty good all night, but we're on the slope downwards. And you can see here what it's been since last night, around 8 or 9, and just what the trend's been. So right now I'm doing good to start my day, but I'm going to manually check it now just to calibrate that, make sure it's accurate, because there's a chance that it's not. And I'm gonna get my day started. So you see that when I checked it manually, it's 79, which is a little bit off, but not too off from the CGMS, which is now reading 79. So I'm just gonna go ahead and calibrate that to say 79. If it goes under that line, then that means that my blood sugar is too low. So I'm gonna go to the kitchen right now and get something to drink or eat, so it doesn't happen. Well, earlier I showed you guys what my blood sugar looked like on my phone, and the way that I get that reading is via my continuous glucose monitor, which right now it is on my arm. If you see, it's a sensor, and it's basically it's in, part of it is inside of my skin, and what it does is it checks my blood sugar every 5 minutes, and it sends that reading to my phone via Bluetooth. So right now, I actually stopped to get a coffee at Starbucks, so I wanted to show you kind of what the process looks like when I take insulin or when I eat anything. So I got this iced coffee from Starbucks, and it has cream and, well, technically just cream because it has sweetener, which doesn't have carb. But, so it has cream in it, which means that it has carbs. And if it has carbs, that means that I need to take insulin via my insulin pen. So basically it's like a syringe, a small little syringe, and it has insulin in it, and I just dial
right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I just dial like how many units I need. I'm gonna give myself 2 units. So what I do is I just dial it to 2, grab it. Right now I'm gonna do it with my arm, it's the easiest thing. And just press it, and we're done.
So we have a little problem. After having my lunch, my sugar went up to 323. It's supposed to be between 70 and 120. So what I'm gonna do now is give myself some more insulin. It looks like maybe the soup that I had was more carbs than what I gave myself insulin for. I may have underestimated how many carbs were in it, but that's okay. I'm just gonna give myself insulin now, and hopefully that will go down soon.
Alright, so the news is that my sugar did go down since the last time I checked in. Now it is 161, and as you see here, it is going down. You see the slope going down. A person without diabetes, their blood sugar ranges between 70 and 120 normally. And so my goal is to keep my sugars as close to that range as possible, just because those are like the healthy ranges, and anything outside of that range is not healthy for your body, and you know, over time can obviously cause damage to your organs and different parts of your body. So one of my biggest fears is getting complications as a result of diabetes, which is why I really take care of it as best as I can. You know, I know that no day is perfect, and you saw today that it wasn't perfect, and it will never be perfect. But my goal is to just get it as perfect as possible to reduce the risk of complications in my future, because that's really important to me. I want to live a long, healthy life despite having this disease. I haven't made it home yet, but this is what we're working with. 87, and the line is still going down. You see it sloping, and you see this little arrow. I have to stop at Best Buy to pick something up anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and park in a second. My glucose meter is showing 62, and I'm still going down, so that's great. But I brought, I carry everywhere that I go these glucose tabs, or like some sort of sugar. These are the ones that I have on me today, but juice works, candy works, these work, whatever. As long as I have them on me, that's really important for moments like these. So I'm gonna go ahead and have 3 of them, which is 15 grams of sugar. Basically, a low blood sugar feels like your body is shutting down on you. Like you feel really weak, and you feel like you can't really function, and that's what I'm feeling like right now. It's hard to describe because it's like not a feeling. It's not a feeling that I ever had before having diabetes. I never felt like this, but it feels really bad. Like you just feel super weak. Like you can't function. So that's why I'm sitting in my car and just waiting until my blood sugar goes up a little bit at least. It should take about 15 minutes for it to go up to a normal level. And the reason it's so important is because to treat this quickly is because if it goes too low, you can start actually having seizures, and you can actually die from a low blood sugar. And so that's why you have to treat it right away. It is now 10:51 at night, and my blood sugar is 123 and going up, which is fine because I'll probably get to sleep in the next hour or two maybe. And so I'd rather my sugar be not on the lower side before I go to bed, because I don't want a low blood sugar in the middle of the night. But before I go to bed every day at around 11 o'clock, I have to give myself one more injection. And this one
is a 24-hour insulin, and it basically keeps my blood sugar level or like throughout the day without food. So this one's really, really important that I remember to take this. So I'm gonna take that now. It's actually my biggest injection. I take about 24 units of this one right before bed, so it's the big one. But yeah, I hope that you got some insight into what my life is like living with type 1 diabetes and learned a little more about the disease. So yeah, that's it. Happy World Diabetes Day.